GM everyone, I'm Samarth and I'm back with another project. This one is called Etched on Chain. As you may have guessed, this name comes from the phrase etched in stone, which basically refers to something that is permanently written and cannot be erased. So, what does this website do? Well, it allows you to write confessions to the blockchain and read random confessions from it. In this entire process, there is no centralized database. In fact, there is no database at all. I'll first give you all a quick demo of how this works, during which I'll also talk about my design choices and the things that were going through my head while building this out. And then I'll get to the technical details. You can take a look at the timestamps if you want to jump to that part. So I'll go to the website, which is also linked in the description. And yeah, the term confession is widely associated with churches, so I was initially going with the wooden color to match, the color of church benches and pillars. But in the end, I went with this shade of brown. I've tried to blend ancient and modern styles, that's why you see Gothic fonts over here, and modern fonts like Inter over here and here. The key features of this web app are decentralization and permanence, which technically happens because of decentralization itself. Remember that anonymity is not a feature of this website yet, because your wallet address gets linked to your confession. So if you're thinking of writing something that might land you in jail, maybe don't do that, as you and I may both get in trouble because of the way the system works. Notice that there is no connect wallet button over here. In fact, there is nothing design wise that indicates that this is a Web3 or a blockchain based site. Had I not written it here, you wouldn't have even realized it. Keep that in mind because I'm going to be talking more about it. My socials are linked over here, my Twitter and my GitHub. So I'll go to read a confession, and even without connecting my wallet, I can read confessions. Again, there is nothing about this page that makes it look like a Web3 or a blockchain based site. It just looks like a regular everyday Web2 site. I am pointing this out because UX or user experience is a major pain point in Web3. Usually you get a connect wallet button shoved into your face as soon as you enter or best case interact with the site. So a good Web3 UX is what I had focused on in this project. I want non-crypto folks to also be able to use the site without having a bad experience. So as you can see this confession, I feel like snacking all the time. Yeah, me too, man. And I'll read another one. Yeah, I know who posted this. He's a friend of mine and I think he's definitely right. And one thing I want to bring your attention to is that I cannot delete this confession because it's on the blockchain and there's nothing I can do about it. And that is how powerful the blockchain is. No one can delete or tamper with the data that has been posted to the blockchain. So now I'll go to write a confession. And yet again, there is nothing Web3 about this site. I keep bringing this up because, well, it's important. A person who doesn't have a Web3 background will not even realize that this is a Web3 site. They can use this without any interruptions. Yeah, if you try to submit a blank confession, it will redirect you to a video that will teach you how to use a keyboard, because why else would you do such a thing? I'll just get back. Yeah, let me write a confession now. I am kinda done with this college. So now I'm writing stuff to the blockchain and I'm gonna need a crypto wallet for that. So it is only now that it will ask me to connect my wallet. I'll connect my wallet over here, and once I do that, it will automatically prepare the transaction and I won't need to click the button again. Implementing this feature took me a bit of time, and I can just confirm this transaction from here. We'll wait for the confession to go through, and boom, there we go. Thou hast testified. Our confession got permanently recorded on the blockchain. So now you must have been thrown off by this bizarre oddity in the color scheme. Well, I did this on purpose because this is an external link where you can basically verify and confirm that your confession got recorded. Like so. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Based on the response that I get to this project, I'm going to be adding more features. If the response is good enough, maybe I'll add a way to allow people without wallets to write confessions as well. Maybe I'll make it almost completely anonymous. If you want to know the technical details, stick around for a bit more. Otherwise, that is it for this project. Thanks a lot for watching. Now let's get to the technical details. First, let me talk about the site stack. I've used Next.js with TypeScript for the front end, Solidity for the smart contract, Polygon Mumbai as my smart contract deployment chain, and the graph for deploying a subgraph which crawls the events which are emitted by my contract. I'm sure the first question that comes to your mind is, isn't it very expensive and stupid to store string data on the blockchain? You're damn right it is. But you can make it way cheaper if instead of storing strings in your contract, you emit them as events, and that is exactly what I've done. Take a look at my smart contract. As you can see, it's a very simple contract. There's a counter variable which keeps track of the confession number, like confession number 1, confession number 2, and also keeps track of the total number of confessions. I've used the graph protocol to deploy a subgraph which keeps track of the events that my smart contract is emitting. I'm querying them using GraphQL via an Apollo client in my front end. So instead of keeping a counter variable over here, there is another way to get the total number of confessions that have been posted via my contract. However, that would require fetching a lot of data from my subgraph to the client, and that is not good at all. So I'm generating a random number on the front end and then querying my subgraph to give me the event that is at that particular index. So it is an optimized query and the user doesn't end up overfetching data. If you want to take a deep dive yourself, the GitHub link is hidden in the website. Hidden with quotes because it is very easy to find actually. And the link is also in the description in case you're not up for the challenge. So yeah, that's it for this project. Let me know what you think about this in the comments and feel free to ask questions. Since you've reached this point, I assume you're a Web3 developer yourself. So you might have guessed what I was referring to when I said allowing people to write confessions without wallets. That's absolutely right. I was talking about account abstraction. And the almost completely anonymous part was ZKP, of course. Again, based on the response, I'm going to add these features to this project. If you want to make some contributions, you know where to find the repo. Thanks a lot for watching. I'll see you in my next build.